Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're setting sail on an incredible journey back in time, to an era when the world's most powerful navy wasn't Spanish, Portuguese, or British, but Chinese. We're talking about the legendary treasure fleets of the Ming Dynasty, commanded by the great Admiral Zheng He. For nearly 30 years in the early 15th century, these colossal ships, dwarfing anything built in Europe at the time, projected Chinese power across the Indian Ocean. This is the story of how China, for a brief, glorious moment, ruled the seas. So, who was the man at the helm of this incredible undertaking? Zheng He was not your typical admiral. Born Ma He into a Muslim family in Yunnan province, his life took a dramatic turn when the Ming army conquered the region. He was captured, castrated, and sent to serve in the imperial court as a eunuch. But Zheng He was exceptionally talented, intelligent, and physically imposing. He quickly earned the trust and friendship of a prince named Zhu Di. When Zhu Di eventually seized the throne as the Yongle Emperor, he remembered his loyal and capable friend. He bestowed upon him the new name Zheng He and gave him one of the most ambitious missions in history: to lead a massive fleet and proceed all the way to the ends of the earth to collect tribute from the barbarians beyond the seas. Now, when we say massive fleet, it's hard to overstate the scale. Picture this. Columbus's flagship, the Santa Maria, was about 85 feet long. Zheng He's largest ships, the legendary treasure ships, or Baoquan, were estimated to be over 400 feet long and 160 feet wide. These were floating cities. The first expedition in 1405 consisted of over 300 ships and carried nearly 28,000 men: sailors, soldiers, doctors, astronomers, and scholars. They had specialized vessels for carrying water, supplies, and even horses. The treasure ships themselves were multi-storied, with luxurious cabins, watertight compartments, a Chinese invention, and stern-post rudders for superior maneuverability. This was a statement of power, wealth, and technological supremacy, unlike anything the world had ever seen. Between 1405 and 1433, Zheng He led 7 epic expeditions. His voyages weren't primarily about discovery in the European sense. Many of the sea routes were already known to Chinese, Arab, and Indian traders. Instead, these were diplomatic, military, and commercial missions rolled into one. The fleet sailed from Nanjing down the coast of Vietnam through the Malacca Strait across the Indian Ocean to India and the Persian Gulf, and all the way to the east coast of Africa, reaching places like modern-day Kenya and Somalia. Imagine the sight for local rulers. This armada of giant ships appearing on the horizon, filled with silk, porcelain, and other fine goods. The goal was to establish a China-centric world order, inviting kingdoms to send envoys to the Ming court and acknowledge the emperor's supremacy. It was a grand display of soft power, backed by very hard military might. While most interactions were peaceful, Zheng He didn't shy away from using force when necessary. When the pirate Chen Zuyi threatened the vital shipping lanes in the Strait of Malacca, Zheng He's fleet decisively defeated and captured him, securing the trade route for everyone. In Sri Lanka, when a local king proved hostile, Zheng He's forces intervened, deposed the king, and installed a more compliant ruler. These actions sent a clear message across the Indian Ocean: cooperate with the Ming Dynasty, and you will benefit from its trade and protection. Oppose it, and you will be crushed. Through these actions, Zheng He established a vast network of tributary states, creating a peaceful and prosperous maritime order under Chinese influence. The cultural exchange was just as significant as the political maneuvering. The fleets brought back exotic goods and knowledge that fascinated the Chinese court. Giraffes, brought from Africa, were believed to be the mythical Qilin, a creature symbolizing good fortune and benevolence, which delighted the emperor. Zebras, ostriches, and other strange animals were also brought back, expanding China's understanding of the world. More importantly, Zheng He's expeditions created a detailed record of the peoples, politics, and geography of the regions they visited. Charts and maps were updated, and accounts like The Marvels of the Star Raft by Fei Xin provided invaluable ethnographic information. This was an era of unprecedented global connection, spearheaded by China. So, if China was so far ahead, why did it all stop? Why didn't China discover America or colonize the world? The answer lies in a major shift in Chinese politics. After the Yongle Emperor's death, his successors faced numerous problems, including costly wars with the Mongols on their northern frontier. A new faction of conservative Confucian officials rose to power in the court. They viewed these expensive maritime expeditions as an extravagant and unnecessary vanity project. They argued that China was the self-sufficient center of the world and had little to gain from interacting with barbarian nations. To them, the real threat was on land, not at sea. After Zheng He's final voyage in 1433, the political will simply vanished. An imperial edict was issued, forbidding the construction of ocean-going ships. The great treasure fleets were left to rot in their harbors, and the detailed records of their voyages were deliberately destroyed. In an astonishing historical reversal, China turned inward. The sea-ban policy effectively ended the age of Chinese maritime exploration. Just a few decades later, Vasco da Gama rounded Africa and reached India, kicking off the European age of discovery and, eventually, colonization. It's one of history's greatest what-ifs. What if China had continued its voyages? Could a Chinese fleet have reached Europe or the Americas? How different would our world be today if the 15th century had been dominated not by small European caravels, but by the magnificent treasure ships of the Ming Dynasty? The legacy of Zheng He's fleets is a powerful reminder of a different path history could have taken, a testament to a time when China was, without a doubt, the master of the seas. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey into the past. It's a fascinating chapter of history that deserves to be more widely known. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next exploration. Let me know in the comments what you think about Zheng He's story. Until next time, stay curious.